Another thing with police corruption, why don't you arrest people for making false statements? Carol Purdy's made enough false statements in her life. Let's go, because I've just found out that attached to me was 1997, where Mum called Oxley Police and said that Amanda and myself stole her car. Now, the police officer met us where Amanda was driving Mum's car and dropping me home. Mum gave her the keys. Mum said she could drive me home, but this is what our mother does. Ask Mum's sisters. She does this, then she causes trouble. My mum loves it. The more damage that's getting caused in someone else's life, the more she can walk around and go, you see the mess they've made of their life? No, Carol, you're making up stories and you're a compulsive liar. Carol Ann Purdy's a compulsive liar. She's been doing it for years. The same as when she used to try and get Mark Rackley to bash her and then walk around going, oh, but look what happened. My mum used to actually abuse my dad, Mark Fleming. And her sister, Robin Childs, can confirm it. So my mother is not a victim of anything except the fact that the Australian government keeps letting her get away with it. She's never been the victim of domestic violence abuse ever in her life. She's not. She's got my twin sister brainwashed. My mother's never ever been the victim of domestic violence abuse ever in her life. Ask Robin Childs what my mother used to do to my father, Mark Ian Fleming. The torture. My mother's sick in the head, and any other female will be locked up for the rest of her life in a mental institution, which is a good place for Carol to be. She tortures men. She's sick in the head. So when she was with my dad, go ask Robin Childs. Go ask her. Okay? Robin Childs can tell you the time she witnessed my mother tip a hot coffee down my dad's ear. He was asleep on the sofa, and that's the reason why. She has an issue towards men. She's very sick in the head. And being a petite female, so this is where I don't believe a lot of words that come out of women's mouths. Police, you always let her get away with it. She's this petite female that, oh, but I'm the victim. She's not a victim. She just looks. This is so insane. I've grown up with this. It's insane. She's not a victim. She's not the victim of anything. She's not a victim. Nothing's ever happened to her. She's not a victim. She's an abuser. And because of her frame and her petiteness, oh me, oh little old me, oh, I've seen it my entire life. It's sick. It's sick how police let her get away with it. It's sick. She's not a victim of anything. So she used to abuse my father. My father never fought back. She did the same thing to Mark Rackley. Now, I'm not sticking up for Mark Rackley. I wouldn't stick up for Mark Rackley. But, I mean, I don't know him, but, you know, was he like this with the partner that he had in Cessnock? Put it this way. So Mark Rackley moved to Cessnock with his new partner, or his other partners that he had after my mother. So when my mum divorced him in 95, was he like this with anyone else, or was it just my mother? Because then I'll stand up and say, yes, but Mum used to abuse him. Mum thought she could get away with it with Mark Rackley like she did my dad, Mark Fleming. Mum used to abuse him. Then she used to abuse me. Mum's the abuser. She abused him. And then it got to a point where he would fight back. He fought back in defence. I'm not going to stick up for Mark Rackley except to say he fought back in defence. He has got issues, fine. Okay, my ex-stepfather has issues. Yeah, he does. Okay, but he was fighting back in defence of Carol's abuse. Okay, and that's all I'm going to say. You would never have me sit here and say that, oh, I would defend my stepfather. I would never defend my stepfather. He was a rat. He had issues. He had drug and alcohol issues, and he would fly off the handle at the drop of the hat, which is exactly what my mother knew. So if you're a female and you've met a man that's got major drug and alcohol issues and mental health issues, that he would just fly off the handle like that for no reason and go off, then you marry this man and you, every day you try to get him to go off. You do things to try and set him off. Every day you're doing it. For an example, he gets home from work. Okay, he never hardly ever worked. He was a nurse. Okay, so he's got home. He's trying to sleep. So then Mum goes in the bedroom again. Opens the curtains up because no one's allowed to sleep during the day. It's like, but he's done shift work. That's what she does. See, I was a shift worker as well, so I understand what this is like with my stepfather. So Mum's like, get up. It's like, I need to sleep, Carol. I've just come home from work. It's the middle of the day. So everyone has to do what Mum tells you to do, right? Carol is a disgusting creature. My mother, Carol Ann Purdy, is the most disgusting, vile creature anyone is going to meet in their life. She's a good manipulator. I'm not going to keep my mouth shut now. I've lost my immigration. So I don't have to play happy family. We're not. We're not a close family, not a happy family. Here's the facts. She's the most disgusting, vile creature you're ever going to meet in your life. Okay, she is a toxic, control freak narcissist. So you work shift work, tough. You're not allowed to sleep and rest. You can go to work tired without any sleep because it's the daytime, you're not allowed to sleep. It's like, what? Like, he literally came home at 6 in the morning. So mum will go into the bedroom and be like, Carol, can you piss off? Carol, can you go? Carol, can you leave me alone? Carol, can you let me sleep? Carol, can you let me sleep? Carol, can you let me sleep? No, Mark, do this, do this, do this. It's like, oh my God, my stepfather would go off his head. But the thing is, there was a reason why he went off his head that police don't see. Oh, you were not going to find, I'm his ex-stepson. So what, and I don't like him. So why would I be sticking up for him if it wasn't telling the truth? Okay? Oh, he's done bad. He bashed me, yeah. But only because of my mother. Okay? My mother pushed him to it. My mother was the main abuser. If we were coming home from school, it was always like, oh God, please hope Mark's there. Because there's a buffer then between mum. Okay? I'm not close to my stepfather. I barely know my stepfather. But I know what's right and what's wrong. And I know the truth behind a whole situation where it's just a female statement. Like when mum called the police and said that her kids stole the car, you didn't arrest her. Why didn't you arrest her? It's a false statement. Because you met Amanda and myself on the corner of White Street and Hill Street in East Tamworth with the car. It was a Sigma. It was a Sigma. Amanda was driving it back to mum. She had just dropped me off home. Mum called the police as soon as Amanda put out of the driveway to cause trouble. She smirks about it. She does this and she laughs. She's sick. She's like, all right, drop your brother home, but you've got to be back in 5 minutes. Like, that's ridiculous. It takes longer than 5 minutes to get from, mum's house to East Tamworth. So Amanda's kind of gone and taken me home. 5 minutes goes past. Mum calls the police and says, my car's been stolen. Yeah. Now, a police officer met Amanda and myself on the corner of White Street and Hill Street in East Tamworth, and it was like, the car's not stolen. Mum does this. Okay, why did you not drive to 84 Coronga Heights Road, Kalala, put my mother in handcuffs and teach her a lesson to stop lying? You see, she's made so many stories up to police in her lifetime, and she keeps doing it. Why did you not drive there, put her in handcuffs, and teach her a lesson about making a false statement? The car wasn't stolen. Her kids didn't steal the car. Amanda was given the right to drop me home to my place, but she was longer than 5 minutes, and mum called the police and said her car was stolen. This is not the first time. This isn't the first time. Okay, this is my mum's behaviour. Why isn't she arrested? Why isn't she arrested for collecting Oz study in the names of Justin and Amanda Rackley? Why aren't you investigating my mother, Carol, and arresting her? Oh, she's dying? So? She's had 70 years of a free life to make everyone else's a living hell. Okay, and everybody who comes in my life who meets my mother treats me like hell because they all get the bullshit stories from my mother. It's the bullshit story. Oh, there we go. Brett Aikenhead tells all these people that I was involved in. Oh, now here's imaginary fantasy. Brett Aikenhead I met in April 2015. Giovanni Kinsella is my partner, and in April 2015 I'm coming back from my sister's house in Easter with Giovanni. So apparently my character of a person of who I am changed rapidly, drastically, to a completely different person who I'm not. In April 2015. From April 2015 to October 2015, I turned into Daniel Rackley. There you go. Because that's what Brett Aikenhead spread around. A person who I met. Yeah. Or did he just spread around stuff to do with the Rackleys and said it was to do with me? Because that's exactly what happened. So my ex-partner and I, we're with my family. Okay, we're with Marion and Richard Mihowski. We're with Amanda and Amory Thompson. With my nephews, Joshua and Brandon Thompson. Amanda's husbands, Thompson. Okay, we're with my mother, Carol Purdy. We're at the nursing home visiting Nan. Nan goes to Marianne's for Easter. Okay, Giovanni Consalvo, my partner. Okay, we're doing everything. And I said, look, Gio, we need a break. After that, I'm going to stay at the family's holiday house in 23 Bendigo Street. It's on the beach, and then Pop's old house. So I'm still the same character I've always been, but suddenly I buy a dog from a junkie Aboriginal by the name of Brett Aikenhead, who's apparently his cousin and Abbo is some detective in Brisbane. I'm not with Brett. I brought my dog from him. I don't even know him as a friend. I don't know him as anything other than a free prostitute that I brought my dog from. Someone to fuck as a fuck buddy fling. Okay? April 2015 is when I met him. I never knew him before April 2015 ever in my entire life. Then suddenly, for the last 11 years, the character, what started in April 2015, suddenly what spread around about me is the character of the Rackleys. So apparently I'm someone that sits at home and smokes cannabis all day. But I've never done that in the past. Suddenly I'm this type of person. It's like, I've never done this in the past. So how is it that I have changed personality so rapidly in April 2015? Is it that I haven't? Is it just the simple fact is that you've just taken information to the Rackleys and attached it to me? Because Brett Aikenhead was the one, after he met my mother and was stalking my family online, and Faith Rackley and Sky and all this bullshit, was like, oh, Justin's family's involved in this, so Justin's this, and starts making up stories. It's like, yeah, I'm not. The Rackleys are involved in cannabis. I'm not. I'm a Fleming. And as for me smoking cigars and nagili, like Arabic pipe and so forth, yeah, okay, that's part of my family, which is part of my dad's side of the family. It's also part of my mum's side. Reg Purdy, mum's father, brought me my first agili, shisha, hookah, whatever it's called, at Prospect back in 1997. It was at the flea markets. Okay, asked him how to use it. So because all around the western suburbs of Sydney was Arabic cafes. I knew Arabic cafe. I knew agili. All around the western suburbs of Sydney is Arabic cafes. Pop and Nan reckon Mum had one when she was young. So, okay. They reckon that they had one. It was like the 70s thing or 60s thing or something. 70s. Anyway. So yeah, all around the western suburbs of Sydney, there is Arabic cafes. With, coffee, sweets, and hookah, shisha. And that's where I'm from, the western suburbs of Sydney originally. Even in Surrey Hills. It's all around there. So anyway. Like, it's still part of culture. It almost feels like it's part of Sydney's culture. The shisha. It feels very much part of Sydney's culture. Whether people like it or not, it's been here for, that long. Like, French is part of Sydney's culture. You want to get technical. 1788, French was in Sydney. French settlement. So French is part of Sydney's culture as much as English and Irish is part of Sydney's culture. Shisha, the hookah, is part of Sydney's culture. Oh my God. Anyone I've ever known will be sitting back going, yeah, oh my God, look, those cafes have been in Sydney for, since before I was born. So yeah, Heart to Heart. Oh God, I'm still at the fever, I can't think. Heart to Heart. Is it Mads on Cleveland Street? Elizabeth Street. Ublers. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's all around Sydney. And it's just as part of culture as coffee, but they're still not drugs. Okay. Yeah, I don't sit around smoking drugs. Anyone who started that rumor based on the Rackleys, you're an idiot. And it's all part of Mum's scam. It's all part of, go back through Carol's history. Go and ask Carol's sisters. It's all part of my mother's bullshit. And she gets off on it. She causes damage. She's a loser. She is a loser. I can sit here and say, my mother's a deadbeat loser. She would never be missed. You're a friend of hers? Good for you. You obviously don't know her if you're friends with her. And the same thing happens. Like, partners will meet my mother and they'll be like, but I've heard so much bad things about Justin's mum, and then you meet her and she's so lovely, and it's like, oh, fuck. After you get it, I was like, yeah, we all told you. Marianne told you, Sis told you, I told you. It's like, don't tell mum your business. Don't tell her business. Keep it at arm's length. It's like, but she's so nice. Yeah. She's not. I mean, calling the police on Amanda myself because Amanda dropped me home in the car and making a false statement. You know, start arresting women for making false statements. There you go. Like, Mark bashed me. She walks around town with his bullshit. Go ask. Do a thorough investigation because he just destroyed my life for 11 years, which is what state government's doing with little scams. Yeah, it's not greyhound therapy. Okay, and I wasn't, like I've said, you know, there's the background. My work history. God, I was negotiating salary packages when I was 19. I've got strong work history. Worked hard. Put all my money into like a house property. Put it away in savings. I should be sitting back now enjoying my life because I never spent it. Instead, the government pretty much took it from me. That's the US as well. You can fuck off. You got 200,000 from me, America, plus assets and belongings. So Americans in Australia, I hope you come with a good 200,000. Don't come into Australia without a lot of money. Well, I came to America that way. Don't come here. Please don't come here. Alright? Because I'll treat you how you treated me.